Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. David here, and welcome back to another DC News episode. Happy New Year, everyone. It's January 1st. I was not expecting to make a video this early on January 1st for 2022, but the news are great and the news are there. So let's get right into the topics for today, with the main topic being SMT5 and it crashing sales record, but we also have some other side topics as well in terms of Persona and more evidence that Sega wants to do multi-platform global launches, etc. So let's get right into it. So first of all, what we just got is the reveal of what was said during the latest Sega Sammy investors report in the middle of December. There was a lot of interesting information, but most importantly, Sega and Atlus reconfirmed what they wanted to do with their main IPs that they own, including Persona. And for all those major IPs, they mentioned how they want to do multilingual as much as possible, worldwide releases as well, and they want to strengthen their global rollout. So basically, they want to do more global launches, worldwide releases, they want to do multi-platform more, and they want to do multilingual as much as possible so as many people in the world as possible can experience their fantastic games. This is just good news overall for the fans. They've been saying this for years, and we used to laugh every single time during news episode how they talk a lot but they don't act. But we've seen them act this year, and I'm super grateful for that. We've seen Lost Judgment with the worldwide launch, we've seen SMT5 with the worldwide launch as well, and clearly it's performing with them, because in that same report they did mention how they're happy with SMT5 sales, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. And again, Persona multi-platform, it's happening. I was on the King Games podcast last week, and we mentioned how we believe there's going to be a lot of multi-platform releases next year for Persona. Multi-platform ports like Arena, like 13 Sentinels, it's gonna keep happening for sure, so stay tuned for that because I'm here for it. Now let's get into the main topic for this video, being SMT5 crushing series sales records in 2 months. So here's the layout. SMT, the main series, not Persona, the games are doing decently most of the time. The best-selling game, the best-selling mainline game is SMT4, Shin Megami Tensei 4 on 3DS. And the game managed to sell worldwide 600,000 copies in 2 years. While Shin Megami Tensei V just sold 800,000 copies in 2 months. This is insane. I don't know if you guys realize what 4 did in 2 years, 5 did in 2 months. And I made a video a couple of months ago talking about why I think SMT5 will be a huge success, and it was definitely certain to outsell the rest of the series. And hey, this proves my point, so I'm a little happy there, but it's great to see the game succeeding, and I think there's a lot of reasons for that, which I definitely want to get into today. So if you were here for the news, this is what I wanted to talk about, but of course I have a lot to say in terms of my opinion for 5, so if you're interested in hearing that, stay tuned. So the reasons why I do think the game sold that well and that much, that quickly, I think there's a lot of reasons for that. And the main one possibly is the global launch and the state of the SMT series in 2022. So the fact that it released worldwide, we avoid spoilers, people are not trying to translate the game before it releases, because yes, it happens sometimes with Atlus games because the localization used to take so long for a lot of their games. So it's kind of still happening with P5S, right? Took a long time. So that's definitely one of the main reasons why. And another main reason why I think it did so well is the great marketing. SMT5 had a very good marketing campaign in the West and in Japan. Fantastic. In Japan, they were revealing one demon per day this year. Yes, they revealed the game too early in January of 2017, and they stayed silent for years. That was painful. But the final stretch, the final year, starting in E3 to November, so June to November of this year, they went crazy. Trailer drops almost every month, all of them crazy good, demon reveals every day in Japan. Shoutouts Buffmeister for the translations, so we could also watch the demon reveals. Those were awesome. The SMT5 news reports, the directs, the streams, the presence at E3, the insanely good trailer at E3 going over demon fusion, demon negotiation, the combat system, the Western combat system. Great stuff from start to finish in terms of the marketing. So I do think this really helped. We've seen a lot of social media promotion as well. Nintendo Europe, Nintendo UK, America retweeting the game. I think Nintendo really pushed the game. The main thing that they did, put the game in a partner showcase. It was the first Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase, and it was dedicated to Shin Megami Tensei, with Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remastered and with SMT5 as well. That gave the game a big push. People were like, what's this new type of Direct? We're hungry for Directs in the middle of a pandemic. What's gonna be there? Of course everyone was mad, of course, except us. But this still put a ton of eyes on SMT, and even if they were mad because they were hoping for Breath of the Wild 2 and more Smash in a partner showcase, well, they still saw that game and they were like, okay, yeah, this is ass because this is not what I want to see. Game still looks interesting, and the game was still in their minds. We got a blowout of info at E3 where they got their where the Nintendo fans got their precious Mario games and Zelda games. Well, they could take their time and look at it, and I'm pretty sure that gave the game a solid push in terms of both what Atlus did for the marketing and also with Nintendo helping to push the game as well. The game released on a very healthy install base. The Nintendo Switch just hit 100 million consoles out there, so very solid install base. Again, the game was revealed before the Switch came out, but Nintendo had the time to sell 100 million consoles before the game released, so it took a little time there. But this is great because the game released on a healthy install base. The 3DS released a little early in the 3DS's lifespan, plus the beginning of the 3DS's life was rough, the price was too high and all of that, so again, there was not as many 3DSs out there when the game came out. And of course, there's also what we call the Switch effect in the community, being the fact that when you put a very good quality exclusive on the Switch, it sells well. It sells really well because people with Nintendo Switches buy a lot of games. That was proved because the attach rate, the software attach rate for Switch is insane. If you look at what the games are selling, the total game sales for Switch with the number of Switches out there, it's like 8 games per system, which is insane. If you look at a game like the system like the PSP, the PlayStation Portable thing, had like 1 game per system out there. The Switch is doing crazy things and software is selling well on it, and I do think for all those reasons SMT5 did very well. Now, what will it do in the future since it did 800k in 2 months? I mean, more. It's gonna keep selling. It's gonna reach 1 million in a month or 2 for sure. They're always doing crazy good sales. Follow Wario64 if you're in the States. Follow El Babins if you're in Canada. And I don't know the equivalents of these people out there in Europe and UK, unfortunately, but follow those people if you don't have the game already because it's getting on sale so often, and I highly recommend you guys check out Shin Megami Tensei V because it's very good. Now, we've talked about a potential PC port for SMT5 as well, so if you guys are holding on for a PC port, you can do so because I believe there's a lot of reasons to believe, that makes sense, that we will get a PC port at some point, and I'm excited for it, to be honest. Mods and all of that would be very cool. So we're looking forward to a PC port as well, which would once again give it a very solid push in terms of sales. And I don't really play on PC. I don't really care for PC, but if people can play my game of the year, more people can play it, I'm here for it. Put it on PlayStation. So I'm just very glad to see those numbers, because when you look at it, like, Atlus can't ignore mainline. They decided not to ignore mainline after decent numbers with 4. But now with Persona doing so well, Persona is the main focus, and you can't blame them. They're massive corporations. They're here for your money. They're not your friends. So they want to push the games that are doing the best as they can. So mainline SMT was like, okay, we want to keep our longtime fans with mainline SMT, but it's not doing that great. Now SMT5 selling 800k in 2 months shows me something else. Shows me that in the next Sega Sammy, we may see mainline SMT next to Yakuza and Persona as a main title for Sega. And that's crazy exciting to me. I 100% think now that we're gonna get some type of SMT5 final on Switch, and I'm here for it. This is so exciting. I want more SMT. Next year's the 30th for SMT. We're gonna talk about that on the channel, but this is for today's news. Once again, y'all, Happy New Year. Thank you for watching this news episode. If you enjoyed it, just a quick thumbs up really helps. And if you're new to the channel, my name is David. I cover any type of RPGs, mostly Atlus, Shin Megami Tensei, Persona. So if you are into that kind of stuff, make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell. Plus, I got a ton of big things coming in 2022, including a brand new series for the channel. So I hope you guys look forward to that. I'm hoping to launch it by the beginning of February. So thank you for watching, y'all. Have a great day. Bye.